Good morning to everyone. I am Maui Andre Pavida, your PE instructor, and for today's lesson, we will going to bound the historical development and learning and motor behavior. But first, we need to have learning objectives at the end of this session is to rationalize the historical concept of physical education and sports in Egypt, Athens, and Rome, to discuss the development of PE in Germany, Sweden, USA, and China, and lastly, assess learning and motor behavior in situational matters. But before that, we have a quick review of our previous discussion. These are composed of questions. So, first question, what is physical education in your own words? Okay, yes, Charles. Okay, very good. Physical education is an formation of body movements. Then next, what is the meaning of epistemology? Anyone? Okay, yes, Dayan. Very good. It is a philosophical study of and knowledge or art of knowledge. Then next, why logic needs to process comparative study? Yes, John. Okay, very good. Logic needs and validation so that the truth will be verified. Then last, cite one educational philosophies and how it was related to the concept of PE development. Yes, yes, Christine? Okay, very good, pragmatism. And for today, we are now bounded to the historical concept of PE and sports in ancient Egypt, Greece, and Rome. First, we have the ancient Egypt, as been stated in the slide. So this is the civilization that has complex of distribution, whether it may governance or other aspects, especially for their living situation, there are very known contribution to that scheme. And in terms of relations of PE development, we have the two activities that has been imposed. It is the outside and the indoor. So in the outside, we have swimming that primarily depends on the rivers of or Nile River. Then warfare skills that is prominent to the hierarchical formation of power. Then we have the indoor, which is the Senate that has been related to the concept of chess. Next, we have the ancient Greece, specifically to the Sparta. So Greece itself is composed of city-states, and this PE development has been adopting two states. It is the Sparta and the Athens. But first, we need to discuss the Sparta. So Sparta, in a main idea itself, it is really manifested the military training, because military training in this state is a prominent feature of the Spartan values or spirit. So stated there, the discipline and physical well-being will be congregated to create a value. Then next, we have the Athens. So Athens is known as the complex state, which has been a lot of contributions that known and recognized to the world in these contemporary times, but focuses on the PE. Sports itself has been believed that it has been congregated with this contribution. And one of that is the philosophies that has been very known and compromised in other ways. So first, we have Plato. Plato depicted the gymnastics and music as the proponent of the physical education. Next, we have Aristotle. He believes that the athletic, because athletic, it is the keywords there that is manifested to unhealthier living of the people. Then next, we have Herodotus. His concept of PE education is primarily focuses on medicine. Then we have Hippocrates, depicts the law, or he is the one who compromised the law of usage of human body, which um, relies on the two, which is the use and disuse. Then next, we have Xenophon. So si Xenophon, his physical education vision is been manifested to the military training. We have the ancient Rome. So this civilization has been depicted as the most powerful civilization around the world, not just for their power, but they are being very strong in accumulated the land. But in the concept of PE, the health and hygienic is the primarily goal of the Romans that has been manifested the Thermae and the Campus Martius, which is an area that can able to execute the physical skills. Then next, we have specular gladiatorial combats. So this is a fighting methods between the slaves and the prisoners. And they have also the proponent called Claudius Galen. He is the one who proposed the incorporating between medicine and biomechanics. And now, we are now bounded to the PE development of Germany, Sweden, United States, and China. But first, we have been bounded to the Germans' vision. So we have the proponent here, which is Johann Bernhard Beisdorf. So he's the one who proposed philanthropinum. So this is the formation of the hours that has been accumulated within the day. So within the day, it has 10 hours, and PE has been accredited into 3 hours. Then next, we have Johann Christoph Friedrich Gosmutz. So to simplify, he is the father or the grandfather of physical education. Then next, we have Friedrich Wilhelm August Forbil. So he is the one who established the theory of purpose, which is depicting the PE as a form of stress reliever into in moral and character development. Then last, we have Frederick Ludwig John, I'm sorry, the one who proposed the German third reign movement. So third reign movement, it is the application of the gymnastics that turns him into a father of third Vader. And Adolf Spies, so he is the one who proposed the marching exercises that has been depicting the music and the advocating exercises. So in the concept of Sweden, most of these proponents has been correlated into medical sphere, especially for Per Henrik Ling, who the founder of the Swedish medical, which is the application of PE in terms of medicine. And we have Lars Gabriel Branting, the one who proposed the concept of depicting the circulatory and nervous system, not just focuses on the muscular development, but here we have the Hajamar Frederick Ling, the one who proposed educational gymnastics. Take note that this person is the one who credited the curriculum of PE. Then now we are being bounded to the United States. So in this country or this state, they are composed the game called Bagatawa or lacrosse. So this is a game that has been into a two teams, and these two teams are being regulated to perform carrying, holding, and catching the ball inside the opponent's goal. And Native Americans at that time knows to have regulation of the sports, especially the ball games, the hockey, archery, and whatsoever. And also depicting the person who called Tom Molyneux. So he is the first known to have pugilis, and the pugilis is the known of the concept of boxing. Lastly, we are in the China. So Chinese PE development is manifested into hierarchical position, meaning the highest position of the families are granted to take physical activities rather than the lowest. And it also been stated the Kung Fu, which is an alternative exercise that has been occurred in the fall of Chinese Empire. So this is the prevention itself from a disease or a form or forming a body into a good condition. Now, we are now the learning and motor behavior. So first, what is learning? So in the main idea of this articles that has been stated, learning is a process which is attainable by the concept that has been stable from readiness until abilities. So this methods has been formulated to create and development, not just for acquiring new information, but also entailed of how learning can be executed or the skills. The next, refinement of skills. We have motor behavior. This is the congregation between the three fields from motor coordination to motor growth. So this is a certain stage that it is all about the understanding of how you will able to congregate behavior and learning. The next, we have the motor learning. So this is just an analysis of how the person can able to manipulate the skills that he has been learned from the feedbacks and the individual differences. Then we have also the motor control. So take note the neurophysiological and behavioral factors as the means of skillful motions. So this is the time that the skill itself has been controlled. Then we have also the motor development. So this is the stage wherein a skill has been manifested in the first stage until it was been executed well in the various uh, sphere or time itself will be changed. So we have also the learning domains in PE. So this is just an analysis of how we as PE teachers to create learning objectives. So this is very an important tool for us PE educators to include the learning domains in the teaching learning process. So the first one, we have the cognitive. Simply, it is the understanding of the students, especially if you're creating a topic that pertains understanding or comprehension. We have the psychomotor learning. This is the time that the students will be apply application of what they have been learned from your discussion. And the last, we have the affective. So this is the last stage of the discussion or shall we say the activity. So this is the time that the students will be interfered the feelings and emotions as means of acquiring application of situational matters. We are now bounded to the stages of learning. So the first, we have the cognitive stage. This is important tool because this stage is manifested the understanding, especially when it comes to the goal or an activity itself. The next, we have associative stage. This is the stage that the skill that has been relying to understanding will be able to apply application and at the same time mastery of execution was been imposed. Then next we have autonomous. So when you pick the highest level of progression, so this is the time will you attaining the goal or the excellence. And also been manifested to the slide, it is also been referred that you can able to commit few mistakes because very obvious you are very accredited the skills proficiently. Lastly, we have the factors in learning. So the first one, we have readiness. So this is just an ability that you can acquire new information by simply detecting the competency or the goal. Okay, so it has also been referred that psychological preparedness is referred to an individual's capability of the learners. Then the second one, level of development. This is a time where the two components has been mentioned, which is the abilities and experiences, is can able to manifest that the learning process. As what been I understood by the context of Piaget. The next one, we have motivation. This is the sphere that enables us to detect needs and desires. So these two components compromise to enables us to achieve a goal or the competency. The next, we have reinforcement. This is just a manipulation of repetition, which means when you executed a skill and committing more mistakes, so repetition can be happen. And the way that you repetition with that, you can able to excellently execute it. Okay. So lastly, we have individual differences. This is a time that you can able to detect what is your personal background in terms of applying that skill. Okay. It could be congregated the environmental background, the condition, or the behavior is been relying to an individual's preferences. Okay, thank you so much for your participation and I hope you learned something about my discussion. Keep learning and be motivated. Thank you so much and goodbye.